That's a boo. That's a boo. Trust that you all are well. It's glad to see y'all again. So glad you're here. Glad that we have this time together. Again, what we will be working on today, after we get into our Asar Stance, after we do our Qigong, after we go through the form, we will be reviewing the final pieces of the footwork and the final movements again, just so you get it. The final footwork is how we come back to Wu Chi position. And then what I'll do today is I will introduce how we get there from the start. So we're going to start in Wu Chi position, right? And then we'll end in Wu Chi position today. So we're going to do that. And that will be our primary focus for today. And so we'll go a little bit shorter in the Qigong portions, and then we will do our breathing exercise and our wisdom from the sages of the ages. We'll go a little bit shorter in the Qigong section today, just because I want to be able to introduce this so that, again, as we end up next week, ending this month with the short form complete from beginning to end, what we want to be able to do is to provide ourselves with the opportunity to flow from beginning to end and understand what that looks like, how it feels, what works, and we'll get that going. And then as we end the month, we start January with our summer solstice community fast. So I definitely want to be able to have everything in place so folks are able to incorporate all of that. So that first Tuesday, which will be June 1st, what we'll be able to do is to begin the fast and talk about all the practices that are going into it. Hope all are well. Hope you've been practicing. And as we do it, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's get into some Asar Stance, but first we'll start with, as usual, Wu Chi position. So we can get everybody ready. Let's go. Go on and get in position. All right. So you should be able to see me well here, see the feet especially well. We got a little different blessing from the sunlight. And that's important to realize, is that this is a true north, true south, true east, true west orientation for this space. So with the sun, as you see, coming from the left side, for me, your right, what ends up happening is we get a little different ray of sunlight in here this time of year. So let's get going. And we say, to all the African, Indian, Asian, Chinese, Native American, and Pacific Islander masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher. Back into Wu Chi position. Pyramid hands. Shifting all the weight to the right as we pick up the left toes. We're going to step to the left. Wider the shoulders width, heel first. Balance the weight. Make sure we're 50-50 on each leg. Tuck the bottom. And let's begin. Pyramid hands. Then we shift the weight all the way back to the right, slide that left foot into Wu Chi position. Shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Get those opposites in there, good. Wu Chi position. Pyramid hands. And shift the weight to the right, step left. Holding the golden orbs, 2 breaths. Rotating the palms into oneness, 2 breaths. Into the turtle, chin down, and out to the drawbridge. Point the hands between the legs. Into oneness. Two breaths. And we're gonna go rabbit through the chute. Into oneness. Right hand on top of left hand, palms up, thumbs touching. Rotate the left hand on top, palms facing each other. See a ball of gold and white light in between the palms of the hands like the sun. Into oneness. Into the turtle. Out to the drawbridge. Point the hands. Into oneness. Pyramid hands. Shifting the weight to the right, sliding the left into Wu Chi. Shake it out, opposites. All right. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Into the calm position. Two breaths. Palms facing forward for 2 breaths. And we get into the do-out position. Left foot forward. All the weight is on the back foot, the right foot. 4 breaths. Stepping back. Hands down, and we go into swinging arms. No swing. And once they've stopped, we're going to get directly into opening the chest and stretching the back. Sinking down. This is 3, going all the way to 5. Gonna shake it out. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. Everybody's in the ready position. Good, sinking down. We're going to go through the form. All right, so now we'll start from Wuchi.
Can I ask a question about the last movement?
Hold on just a second. Go ahead.
Or should I wait till the end?
Let's go ahead now.
Okay. With the one we were doing before with the like opening up, do you keep your tongue against the roof of your mouth?
The entire time.
Okay, thank you.
Tongue is at the roof of the mouth the entire time, which is a great question. When you're doing the form, as we talk about, jaws are lightly clenched, breathing through the nostrils. I breathe louder so you can actually hear the breaths. That's not how I would breathe when I'm practicing. When I'm practicing alone, you don't want to hear your breath. You want to be as quiet as possible with your breathing. I do it so that people can hear it, because we have an expansive space and this is kind of an online piece. So I want you to be able to, if you get off, you can count. But you want the tongue and jaws lightly clenched, tongue at the roof of the mouth, like you're saying the letter L or N. And we've talked about that, but I'll bring that up at the very end after the wisdom from the sages of the ages as to why that is. All right, so here we go. Was that the question? Okay, Wuchi. Now from Wuchi, we're gonna say act like we've already bowed in. You're gonna shift all the way to that left leg. You're gonna come up on those right toes. What you're gonna do is step shoulders width, like a little side kick to the right heel first, shift the weight, and you're gonna pivot forward on that left foot, and you see the feet will be straight and parallel. Check it out for yourself. If they're not straight and parallel, make the adjustment. If they're not, if they are straight and parallel, we're going to go back to Wuchi, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to go from here with this movement at the beginning all the way back to Wuchi at the end. So from here, you're going to shift the weight to the right, pivot out on that left foot, 45 degrees, and then you slide the right foot in and you're in Wuchi. Now here we are to begin. I'll talk you through it. Then we'll go all the way through to the end, shifting the weight to the left, up on the right toes. Stepping, shoulders width, heel first. Shift the weight, pivot on those left toes to the front. Balance the weight 50-50. Feet are straight and parallel. You sink down and the sun rises over the mountain and sunsets. And we continue. Ward off to the right. All right, we'll do it again. From the beginning, Wu Chi. You ready? There we go. Shifting. Hold up, wrong way. You gotta make sure my feet are right in the light. Here we go, shifting the weight. And stepping. Pivot. Balancing the weight as the sun rises. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Let's grab a seat. Good. Good. Sitting tall. Want to have this right hand, thumb, index finger touching, palm up in the lap. Take this left hand, block off the left nostril, middle and index finger in the center of the forehead. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and release. Switching hands, no breath. Breathing in out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and out. Both hands, thumb and index finger touching, resting on the top of the thighs, palms up, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in, chin down, and release. Palms down, breathing in, and out, in, and out, in, and out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and out. In, out through the mouth, in through the nostrils, and out through the mouth. In through the nostrils,
Okay, got you.
and out through the mouth.
Yeah, I was just doing the breathing exercises while
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And so now, as we have finished up the breathing, I'm going to show you real quick, since we're talking about the breathing, and the question that was raised is, should the tongue be at the roof of the mouth? And we've talked about this previously, but I just want to touch on it a bit today since the question was asked. Now, in terms of the Taijiquan, what we utilize are what are known as, in addition to traditional Chinese medicine, in addition to the African systems of method understanding, there are also Taoist methods of understanding the body. And so with that, you have what are known as the 8 psychic channels, which are taught in our system. And so with that, the energy flows through not only the so-called meridians and the so-called chakras, but they're also what are referred to as areas called the dantian. And in addition to the dantian, which are energy centers, hollow points in the body, there are also psychic channels or different energy pathways that move through the body. And so when the tongue is placed against the roof of the mouth, you are closing a loop or closing an energy circuit on the body between 2 of these energy centers. And that allows for the efficient and effective flow of energy through the body. Now, for beginners and all those sort of folks, if you forget or if you haven't been doing it all this time, that's okay. If it doesn't cause harm because you don't really know. The chi is already flowing through your body. If chi is not flowing through your body, then you're either on your way out of here or you're already out of here, okay? So it's not a is or isn't, it's more of a quality issue, okay? And so what we want to be able to do is to become more conscious of our breath, more conscious of our movements. And with that, we get finer and finer and finer, more and more subtle. And through the process, and some other techniques that we teach you, you learn how to have, and like we talk about sovereignty over this physical body, this universe that is yours. And through the process, you get spirit over mind over body. And you learn how to move this body in harmony. And you learn to protect this body against microorganisms or macroorganisms of any size or variety. All right? So thank you for the question. Thank you for your attendance and participation. Today, we're going to read from one of the favorites, which is the teachings of Ptah-Hotep. And so I'm going to go to our wisdom from the sages of the ages. I'm going to clear my mind. All right, here we go. And this is the very first one, and it says, "Do not be proud and arrogant with your knowledge. Consult and converse with the ignorant and the wise, for the limits of art are not reached. No artist, including martial artists, no artist ever possesses that perfection to which they should aspire. Good speech," but we call it medu nefer, good speech is more hidden than greenstone, yet it may be found among anyone at the grindstones. Hotep. Thank you all so much for the questions, for your participation, for your attendance, your discipline, and mostly for your presence. It is truly a gift. And with that, I want to say dua, thank you. Hotep, peace. And Uncle Jas, Seneb, life, posterity, health, and strength. And we'll bow out and we say, to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher. Ashe, giving respect to the ancestors and honoring those that have gone before us, honoring the eternal witnesses of the earth and sky. I bid you peace as we part from one another. Hotep. And again, we'll have the information for the Summer Solstice Community Fast out next week. So you have an opportunity to have your supplies. The fast starts Tuesday, June 1st. Get with us. It's going to be a blast. Hope everything is well with you and yours. Hatapu.